So today we'll understand that what is reaction and what is response, and after that we will go for intentions. Why this is the problem, where is the problem, why we are reacting. Okay, mostly people skip the third process, that is path. They simply go into the small things, how it is impacting in the long range, the longer period of life, how exactly it is impacting. So the difference between reaction and response is this, that reaction is always emotional.
Viktor Frankl once said, "Between stimulus and response, there is a space. In that space is our power to choose, our response. In our response lies our growth and our freedom." This quote reminds us of our subtle power, the subtle power of the power to pause. How many times has that happened with you all, that you reacted and then later you regret? How many times? That happens? That happens? Yes, I think we have all gone through that phase. So tonight's talk is all about understanding that subtle difference between reacting and responding, and how to make that choice that leads to peace rather than pieces. To guide us through this insightful topic, we are privileged to have with us Dr. Ashwin brother. He is the CEO of Vanix Technologies, a cutting-edge deep tech startup. He has built a career that bridges advanced technical expertise and strategic leadership in the technology industry. He's also a recipient of CII MILCA, Confederation of Indian Industry Recognition and Innovation, and also IEEE IAS SYPA from Society of Young Professional Awards, participating in Raj Yoga meditation and teaching the same for the last 2 decades. So let's welcome Dr. Brother Ashwin with us, and we would like to hear from him.
Today the topic, difference between responding versus reacting. Before this profession, I used to teach in college also sometimes. So if my pace is a bit fast, so you can interrupt me. Yeah? So I have usually a habit to do lectures along. So sometimes I go beyond the pace. So you can interrupt me. So today, any topic, but we will majorly discussing about responding versus reacting. We'll try to find a very thin line between reaction and response. If we go into detail in our life, every situations, whether it in relationship, whether it is in career, whether it is in society, any situation comes to us or we deal, it's all and all depend on whether we deal that situation by simply reacting or we simply respond. Today, 99% of the problems can be solved if we somehow understand a thin line between whether we have to react at that time or respond that time. As sister was saying, that how many times in our life, what happens? We speak something and then we regret. I shouldn't speak like this. Or we done something and then what we feel, we shouldn't do like this. So itself means that we simply react in the situations. So today we'll try to understand that how we can control or how we can understand the space between these two things. Okay, and then this whole session will be based on experience. It's not only simply saying the stories, but mostly based on the experience of myself. Okay, the last 20 years or 30 years, last 20 years I'm practicing meditation. So how slowly from reactions now we are trying to changing to response. This is very, very important. And in between that, how we can settle down ourselves. So are you okay with English, Hindi, or Hindi English, or I know many other languages? I am from Himachal, so I know Pahadi also. So whatever you are comfortable, you tell me. Okay, I know Haryanvi also, Gujarati also. So anywhere you are comfortable, we will speak. Okay, so today we'll start the opening thought from Victor. It is very, I'm a big admirer of the Victors. He is an Australian neuro scientist. So he always telling, as sister also telling, that between stimulus means reaction, and the response, there is a subtle line, a very thin lines that decides, and that give you the things to power to choose. Okay, to choose to peace. So we will start from here itself only, that how we can differentiate. But as this topic will go, we will first divide this whole session into a different things. Okay, for any problems, whether we are discussing on stress, whether we discussing on any kind of things, there is 4 to 5 steps that we need to follow. Okay, once we follow that steps, it automatically what happens, we can transform ourselves. But the first thing is this, we have to follow the steps ultimately. Okay, so we will first understand that how exactly this session will go ultimately. Okay, so the session will go into this 5 things. It's light, so you know that anything which is we go from darkness to wisdom of knowledge, so we call light. Okay, so for anything, whether you're in career, whether in your relationship, whether you're in a society, to solve anything, what is very very important, first to know what is the problem. You understand? Now you just ask from your side self, that how many peoples know that whether I'm reacting or responding. First, the knowledge of this is important, because everywhere the situation will going to come. Sometimes what happens, we are reacting, but we know that no, it's not reaction, it's response only. So first and the foremost step is that first we should know that whether I'm reacting or I'm responding. Okay, that is why it's very very important. Once we know that okay, this is reaction, this is response, this is something I have to do, this is something I shouldn't do, then the next step comes. What is the next step? Where is the problem, or why is the problem? Okay, sometimes what happens, we always what happens, sometimes we simply go into the next steps. Okay, why it is happening with me, why it is happening with me? But the important thing is this, that we should know that what is the problem first. Okay, what is, whether the traits of the problem, we should know this. So today we will understand that what is reaction and what is response, and after that we will go for intentions. Why this is the problem, where is the problem, why we are reacting. Okay, once we understand the reactions, so mostly people skip the third process, that is path. They simply go into the fourth problems. Sometimes if you go to into the many places, or many books, if you read, majorly what we are trying to solve, first we directly understand that why is the problem, and then we are trying to solve that, how to solve the problem. Okay, but before why, there is one more step, what exactly the traits. The second step is that why is the problem. The third is path, exactly how I have to reach to the solution. Okay, sometimes what happens, if we don't know the path, the solution is not beautiful. One of my admirer, everyone knows this, Albert Einstein's. He always telling one beautiful quote, that when he has to solve the problems, and if he has 60 minutes, what exactly he's doing, he's simply investing 55 minutes in just finding the problem, whole 55 minutes, and then rest 5 minutes he's simply solving the problem. So the important thing is this, to find the root cause. If your problem is correct, there is a quote, if you ask right, the path of light automatically follows. So if you invest most of the time to just find the right question or right problems, then your answer automatically becoming beautiful. That's not an issue. So the point here it is this, that path is very, very, very important. So in this lecture also, what we are trying to discuss with each other, what exactly the traits, ठीक है. दूसरा ये है कि where is the problem or why is the problem, correct. Third is this, how we can reach there. Okay, once we reach there, what we will do, we'll try to solve the problem, how we can actually solve the problem. Okay, once we solve the problem, after that there is a one more step, everybody forgot about it. Okay, first we should also know this thing na, whether I am following the path, is it impacting on my life or not. प्रॉब्लम तो पता चल गई है, ठीक है, कहाँ प्रॉब्लम है दैट इज ऑल्सो आई नो. इफ आई एम फॉलोइंग द प्रॉपर पाथ एंड सोल्यूशन, उसके बाद ये तो पता होना चाहिए ना कि वेदर द थिंग्स आर राइट और रॉन्ग, करेक्ट. So the last thing is transformations. Transformation means to check ourselves that okay, before this I was like this and after this I was like this. Okay, so there is also some traits जहाँ पे हमें पता चलता है कि this is the transformations we have to do. Correct. So in this whole discussions we will follow these 5 steps and then we will conclude. At the last, what we will do, we will sit for 5 minutes and then do the some meditations how exactly the things has to do. Correct. ठीक है. Okay, is it fine? ऐसे चले. ठीक है. So it's very very important. इसके साथ में थोड़ा सा experiences, थोड़ी सी stories doesn't mean that it is a story, it's the experience only. कि small things, how it is impacting in the long range, your long period of life, how exactly it is impacting. Okay, so first we will understand that कि reaction versus response, what is the difference. The difference we could understand, then everything will be okay. Okay, so the first point you can see in reacting itself, reaction always be instant and emotional. It's always be. There is certain reason behind it that why we are doing this, but reaction always be instant and emotional. It always be. Second, it is triggered by ego. Sometimes किसी ने अगर let's say अगर मुझे आए और किसी ने बोला कि अश्विन, let's my name is अश्विन, तो किसी ने बोला कि अश्विन क्या कर रहे हो, जाओ यहाँ से, तो it's all depend on my mind कि यार he is insulting me. So if that triggering point just came into my mind, what I will do, I simply put my mic and just run behind him or her, whatever it is. If it is triggered by ego, so that is the reactions. Okay, it's always be 90% of you just raise your hands. What is often regret later. Sometimes what happen, हम लोग गुस्से में कर देते हैं and after that what happens, we regret, यार I shouldn't do this, I shouldn't have do this, I something like this. And the last is external control. It's not inner control, it's all external control. What is external control means? Now we all are sitting here, we are coming from the externals, we are influenced every time by informations. In my times, not mine, I am not very old, but my times mean in you go for 20 years back when the YouTube started, so there is not much informations there. You know these things. Now every information on the fingertips, correct? We are raised by some of the standards, families in somewhere else. So at every conditions, what exactly happen? It is impacting on our mind, and based on that, what we are doing, we are actually making the judgments, we are making the objectives, we are making the things accordingly. Sometimes, if the question is stupid, sometimes what happens? We are simply we can laugh. I'll tell you a very funny. It can be funny for me. I don't know whether it is funny for you or not. I don't know. I'll tell you. In 2014 or 15, when I was doing my master degree, what happened? I'll tell you that how immediate we do, and how sometimes funny things can be turned laughter for others. So in 2014 or 15, I was doing my masters. So it is I'm talking of Maharashtra. I don't know how many from Maharashtra, but Maharashtra, Nagpur, it is the place. So my master happened there. So what happened? I took the admission in my college, and I was staying with in paying guest in some place in Nagpur. So one day what happened, the brother who was actually with me, so we both are cooking. Okay, so we love to cook, so we usually cook by ourselves. So one day he told me that कि अश्विन आप जाइए और दही लेके आइए, कर्ड लेके आइए. So I said okay, because usually he cooks. मैं सीख रहा था उस टाइम. So I said okay, दही चाहिए, लेके आ जाते हैं. So I went to the shopkeeper that time and I said, मुझे दही चाहिए. So his question was कि कौन सा दही चाहिए. So I was laughing at him कि क्या बेवकूफ़ है यार ये, दही कैसा, दही सफ़ेद ही होता है और कैसा होता है. So I laughed at him and मैं बोला सफ़ेद दही चाहिए. अब everybody know that कि दही is a white only, correct? At the moment I said कि दही सफ़ेद चाहिए, there is a 3-4 peoples जो उसके साथ खरीदे, वो हंसने लगे मेरे ऊपर. And I immediately turned my face red. मैं बोला अब ये क्यों हंस रही हैं. So the point here is what I'm trying to tell. Then I just said कि why you are laughing. So then he said कि I don't know whether here it is happen or not, but आप महाराष्ट्र में जाओगे तो वहाँ पर स्पेशली खट्टा दही, सॉर एंड स्वीट दही होता है. सो खट्टा दही जो होता है वो कड़ी के लिए यूज़ होता है, स्वीट दही खाने के लिए यूज़ होता है. सो आई डोंट नो दैट. Look at my age was I think 24, 25. I'm talking about 10 years back. बट मुझे पता नहीं था ये चीज़. सो ही सेड दैट कि कॉल करिए और पूछिए आपको कौन सा दही चाहिए. आई कॉल टू माई रूममेट कि कौन सा दही चाहिए. तो इसने बोला कि कड़ी बनाने के लिए दही चाहिए. सो आई एम टेलिंग यू अ वेरी स्मॉल फनी. सो जब भी मैं शॉपकीपर पे जाता तो बोलते दही वाले भैया आ गए. यू अंडरस्टैंड व्हाट आई एम ट्राइंग टू से. The question is what the whole in this, because I am just triggered by some of the ego or the knowledge कि यार दही भी पता नहीं है इसको. The same times when I came to know कि I am here the dumb guy, so what automatically it changes. So today also when I am going Nagpur after 10 years also, जब मैं अपने रूममेट को बताया तो it's almost 100 people know जो मेरे सर्कल में है, दो saved my name by दही वाला भैया. So you just imagine from last 10 years this small incident, it's funny, but the point here it is this, that this is how happening. So the point, because external control, I never saw this kind of things. I raised in Himachal, so I never saw that concept of that ki khatta ya meetha nahi hota. But I'm just trying to tell you the point. So sometime what happens, instead of reacting, maybe I would have respond properly, like mindful and thoughtful. If I would have thought once ki मतलब why you asking this question, if I would respectfully ask that question to him, so शायद ये situation नहीं होती, correct. But instead of simply thought came into my mind, I simply reacting immediately, and today also I'm regretting the same things. This is the one thing. It's very small things, but I'm trying to tell you that when we know the things, we thought that this is the only things, and we are not opening our minds or the ears to listen others. It's so important. The second thing is the often regret later. This is also the things which is the trait of reactions. Now I'll tell you another story, because I can tell about myself only. Okay. Today also if somebody asking me that Ashwin, are you regret of something? So हमेशा मैं एक ही चीज़ बोलता, yes, I'm regret of one thing. I'll tell you, it is somewhere 2018. I just took admission in my college in my Ph.D. Okay, so what happens when I took admission in Ph.D, there's a one guy from Haryana. So we become both very good friends. Very good friends. Okay, almost in 2019, so we used to laugh, we used to pull each other's leg by jokingly, not like that. What happens one day, today still, that time I was underweight, very underweight. I was around 52 kg. You can imagine how underweight I was. So today one day I was going from my hostel to lab, and that my friend, we usually talk each other, we usually pull leg each other's. So one day when I was going, what happened, he was sitting with 2-3 his lab mates. He is from mechanical department, I was from electronic and electrical department, and he said that I wear good clothes and everything, and I was just going in that हम अपनी धुन में जा रहे थे, and he said कि क्या पतला लड़का है ये, हवा से उड़ जाएगा. In 2-3 in front of 2-3 peoples, instant my ego just came out. I'm just talking about the 7-8 year back. Instead my ego, I know that he's my close friend or something. I couldn't hold myself. I said okay. I went to lab, and then I said I want to talk to you. Come to my room. He came to my hostel room, and I said, I still remember that dialogue. मैंने बोला ये जितने के कपड़े हैं इतने का पूरा परिवार आ जाएगा आपका. Just imagine, this is the ego. And he was looking like this. It's completely ego. What happened? I was 4 years in my PhD, we never talked. The single sentence ruined my relationship. Why? Because I couldn't hold back. So sometimes don't feel that reaction always within seconds only. Sometimes you can react after 2 hours also, 3 hours also, 4 hours also. You understand? Until the thoughts is not going into your mind, you are not rooted in awareness, or you are not mindful or very thoughtful. After 2 years also, after 1 year also, if somebody come on your face, यार इसने तो मेरे साथ ऐसा किया था. So the 4 years we never spoke. हम बात ही नहीं कर पाए. After that, once I tried to talk to him, but I hurted, that single sentence hurted him so much that whole relationship just ruined with one sentence. Just imagine. Sometimes we don't know how the situation of others. You understand what I'm trying to say? So this is something we always often regret. When something, we'll do one exercise also. When something hurts someone, you have to admit that you are reacting. You understand? So the difference between reaction and response is this, that reaction is always emotional. Reaction is always egoistic. Reaction is always when we, thought and it's regret later. Reaction is always external control. We don't have inner control. On the other hand, if you see response is always mindful, thoughtful. Response is always inner control. If I tell you you are not looking good, so it doesn't mean from my words you can be hurt or you can be hurt. You understand? If you have inner controls, but it's a kind of great things. So the important thing is this: just check in yourself the traits, whether you're reacting or whether you're responding. Okay, any times when somebody came to you, spoke to you, and something is happening, you have to check yourself कि मैं response कर रहा हूँ या react कर रहा हूँ. Okay, we have an exercise to do this, but first we should know these things. Immediately अगर मन कर रहा है कि इसने मुझे कुछ उल्टा बोला, मुझे भी बोलना चाहिए, how he can tell me उल्टा? You understand? Immediately it is a part of reaction. अगर आपके mind में नहीं आता कि okay, let it be, कोई बात नहीं है, okay, it might be you are going towards mindful and thoughtful. Understand or not? This is how exactly we have to see. Now, very important thing is this, that why is we reacting? The problem is on reaction. Problem is not response. Okay. So why we are reacting? This is again a very important thing is this. So obviously today, previously it was majorly 1 or 2 or 3 reasons. But mostly we react because of fear. We have stress. We have pressure. Sometimes we have ego. We need to prove a point. Okay, and that's why we react. If we don't have to prove any point, no need for reaction ultimately. You know all these things. Sometimes it's a habitual emotional pattern sometimes. हमें लगता है कि ठीक है, लेकिन आदत बन जाती है हमारी धीरे धीरे रिएक्ट कर करके. You understand or not? And the last, it was not previously, but now it's social media, influence, comparison. These are the reactions. These are the major part of the reactions. Many times, or most of these are the reasons where we are reacting. But the question is this, that we have to solve these problems. First, we need to understand what is the traits you understood, but why we react. Now I'll tell you one more experience of mine only, that how reaction can change your life and how response can impact your life. The consequences is very, very important. I'll tell you, I grown up in Himachal. It is a small state, okay. The village of Himachals are like 200, 300 peoples. My village having 200 people. So there is a very small village. If you go to UP, Bihar, 200 is the family. But in our whole village, there's a 200 people. Correct? Up to 10th, I studied there. So in my class, highest strength was 9. In my life, up to 16 year, I saw that 9 is the highest strength. You understand? So from where I came. So what it means, that I know everyone in village. Correct? I know everyone in class, correct? And I was thinking that I'm the king, kind of things, because it's all these things. When it comes to 11th, I am on the ruler side of India. It's very, very ruler, correct? I came from there and I simply went where? Mumbai, which is completely opposite. Today also you cannot compare Mumbai with Hyderabad, and you know this how advanced it is. It's completely westernized. So now, it up to 10th, 16 years, I was in a place where I know everyone. My highest strength was of the class is ninth, correct? And I simply put myself, because my father exactly in Bombay, and I put into the Mumbai, one of the highest and top school, correct? One of the top school of Mumbai. I simply went there. Now, to understand this, I'm telling you this, that in Himachal up to 10th standard, I was a bright student. Bright student, why I can call? Because in the whole Himachal that time, around 7 to 8 lakh people give an exam, and my rank was in 10th around 130th rank. So I can consider I am a good at study ultimately. Okay, so I was good in maths, I was good in things, and 130. Once I put into Mumbai, the first day when I went in the school, I took obviously the science. In the science stream, in one class, there is divisions from A to M of science divisions only. Correct? The whole school is bigger than 2-3 panchayat of where exactly I am living ultimately. So it's more than 2,000 students in single class. And my division was H, and in my division 80 students were there. The first day I fainted. बिकॉज इतना तो मैंने अपने गांव में नहीं देखे जितने स्टूडेंट्स हैं यहाँ पे. टीचर थॉट दैट कि कुछ हो गया. ही कॉल्ड माय फादर एंड वो लेके गए मेरे को. सो नाउ इट्स कमिंग अ स्ट्रेस. नाउ आई टोल्ड यू दैट 130th position, you can consider me a bright student, correct? Now the point is this, that how to deal this. I couldn't speak to my father because you have a huge expectation from them. He is the topper of this, that, flana. Jo bhi hota hai, you know how the things were there. Now that much pressure. So what happened? Stress is there, pressure is there, and fear is also there. All the three things come together to me, correct? So what happened? I start preparing. Once I start preparing, I was topper in maths in whole Himachal. Just imagine. The first unit test come in the 11th. Out of 100, I got 7 marks. What should I do? My father is very, very mindful and thoughtful person. But still I am so much afraid कि 7 marks लेके घर पे कैसे जाएंगे? It's a thoughtful, it's a stress. तो क्या किया जाए? तो हमने पेपर नहीं लिया. पेपर हमने फाड़ दिया और रख दिया. My father asked me, where is the paper? मैं बोला I topped it, so teacher put it on the notice board. So my father was so happy. बोलते डिनर करने चले. मैं बोला चलिए. He just went to me, डिनर वगैरह किया. बोलते कल आपका नोटिस बोर्ड देखने आएंगे. मेरे को डिनर करते करते पसीने आने लगे कि how I will going to handle the situations. I went to my mother and I said that कि I can share her कि मार्क्स थोड़े से कम हैं बट टॉप नहीं किया मैंने. बोलते कितने मार्क्स आए हैं? बोला 93 मार्क्स आए हैं. So 7 कम. So मैंने उल्टा कर दिया. Now look at the pressure to me. My father was busy so he couldn't come to me and मैंने थोड़ा सा अपने को सांस लिया. So pressure is so much high. It stressed me every day. Next unit test came. Again, what is the marks? Again in maths, I got 11 marks. My father again asked, where is the paper? I said, I don't know, my friends took it. बोलते फिर से नोटिस बोर्ड में लगा. मैं बोला इस बार नोटिस बोर्ड में नहीं लगा है. You understand? This is the second things were there. Whole 11th gone, and I just hardly passed by 42%. Why? Because every situation dealing, I am just stressing myself. Correct? I'm pressure and the fear. It's coming directly to me. So what happened? Somehow 42% marks. My father, he was very, very thoughtful. He said that no problem, beta, that's happened. कोई बात नहीं है. But still that pressure came to me. I went somehow in 12th standard. In 12th standards, what happened? I'm telling you. One student came to me asking any doubt. And when he was asking doubt, some other student told me कि यार ये क्या है? He's a dumb guy. Why are you asking from him? Somehow it's abhag me. Here, I was very good at study in 10th standard. Today I become a dumb guy in a 60 students class ultimately. I went to home. I start working on my thought process. I said that there is something wrong. So my father was very thoughtful. So I talked to him and he said that's fine. कोई problem नहीं है. He sent me to his friend's home. उनके friend से he is also a scientist. So he made me understand that's why you worrying, because you already prove yourself, correct? Why you worrying about it? I was worrying. The reason was that कि I couldn't speak English in that time also. हमारी जो इंग्लिश थी वो थोड़ी सी हरियाणवी, अभी भी आपको हरियाणवी टोन लगेगी, हिमाचली टोन लगेगी. That's how the things were there, and people making fun of that. But that day I decided that now I will make the filter. कोई problem नहीं, because my father pushed me so hard. कोई problem नहीं है. You go and something. I worked hard for 2 months on my side. कि ठीक है, कोई problem नहीं है. You understand? After 2 months, there was a professor. He was the toughest professor. He set exam for physics for every one of us. Majorly in 12 standards, most of the people out of 2000, you can't imagine, more than 1900 people failed. More than 1900 people failed. In our section, only one guy passed, and that was me. And I scored 49 out of 50 marks. Only to transformation of these things. The problem is what? The whole year I was reacting to the situations. Once I changed to response, and response, the first thing is this, that make the filter. Just don't listen other world. Work on your inner space. I thought, let it be. कोई problem नहीं है. So the point here it is this, that when you stop reacting to the situation, stress, something like this, it's always important. Today, one of the study happened in US. I don't have the reference. I forgotten the reference. The study was on the top billionaires, and this was the longest study. And the study was on the people, and this study was started almost more than 40 years. So at the age of 75, the common trait was find out that what exactly the people achieve, how the people achieve this much. Okay, so the major reason, the 90% reason came that they having a strong relationships. This is the one common thing happened, that this is the common. Today also you'll check. So the point here it is this, that today when the relationships broke, today when the social stigma, when we are just having fear, the only problem is this ego. We are trying to proving our points. Okay, so why we are react? These are the traits of reactions. You understand? And the first and the foremost thing is this, that filter out yourself. Correct? Now we will see again. I'll tell you some of the observations. But now how we have to go? We have to go to the path ultimately. Correct? Now the point here it is this, first we understand that what is the problem, why is the problem. Now how to solve the problem, but how we have to reach there. Okay, the major thing is this, every time I'm telling everybody, observe, which is very important. We are not observing, we are so objectifying others, and observe with the different lenses. अगर मैं कोई लेंस इस टाइम पर अगर काला चश्मा पहन लो तो आई जस्ट लुक, यू ऑल लुक डिफरेंट टू मी. अगर मैं ग्रीन पहन लो तो यू लुक डिफरेंट टू मी. दिस इज हाउ द lenses in the life is very important, and the lenses is like subjective lens. I'll tell you one more story over that. One is objective lens, one is cultural lens. Why there is so much problem in today's world? Because we feel that you are different from my culture. Correct? You are different from my caste, you are different from my creed, you are different from my color. We don't try to understand the cultural things. That's why today if you go everywhere, today why the difference is coming so much, only one of the reason is that we see each other so differently. Again there is a one problem is this subjective lens. Maybe I am raised in a different point of view, in a different part of the world, doesn't mean that I know everything. Correct? You are raising in a Hyderabad. If you go to complete Kashmir or Himachal, you'll see the complete difference. But once you see that subjective lens, that here the things which you feel right, maybe there may people think in a different way also. You understand? When we have that kind of thought process, ultimately we stop reacting. We feel that okay, now ऐसा भी हो सकता है. Same way the objective lens. Then moral lens is also there. You understand? Sometimes what we feel that कि नहीं, जो मैंने कहा वही सही है, जो मेरे moral values है वही सही है. You understand or not? But we must understand that sometimes moral values also changes in a different point of view. We have to understand this. जो मेरे लिए important है, जो मेरे लिए priorities रखती है, might be it is not priority to you, might be it is different from you. Your seeing of lens is different than for me. And last is the philosophical lens. It's very beautiful again. So it's very, very important that whenever you have to reach to the solutions, first try to observe each and everything. Today what we are every time on the mobiles observing. You know these things, correct? Today, last times, or you go for 7 year back, 8 year back, 9 year back, we are used to see 2 hours, 3 hours. Today we having 30-second shots coming in Instagrams, coming that kind of patience we are losing. You understand? Because, and we are losing means what? We don't have that much time to wear different lenses, correct? We don't have much time. If you told me something, I have to react, but I never go into that boat and size. I'll tell you one more experience of the Nagpur only. Culture lens, how it can ruin others' life. You understand? I went in cultural lens, I'm telling you how it can be different. You know that in India, every part of life is different. So I'm telling you, जैसे हैदराबाद है, यहाँ पे शादी डिफरेंट तरीके से होती है, तो हिमाचल में डिफरेंट तरीके से होती है. इट्स कम्प्लीटली डिफरेंट कल्चर. आई एम जस्ट ट्राइंग टू टेल यू द कल्चरल पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू. अब महाराष्ट्र में जाओगे, डिफरेंट तरीके से होती है, करेक्ट? सो वन डे आई वेंट विद माई फ्रेंड. इट्स अगेन 2010 ईयर बैक की बात कर रहा हूँ. ही यूज्ड टू सी वन गर्ल. उनके घर जाना था देखने के लिए, बिकॉज दे गॉट टू एंगेज्ड. अब वहाँ के कल्चर में है कि वो पोहे लेके आते हैं खाने के लिए. इट्स अ कल्चर देयर, ठीक है? एंड गर्ल्स केम, और इट्स नॉर्मल कल्चर थे. गर्ल्स केम और उसके मामा का नाम पूछा जाता कि व्हाट्स योर यू नो मदर्स ब्रदर नेम पूछा जाता है, काइंड ऑफ थिंग्स. एंड आफ्टर दैट उनको चलाया भी जाता है कि हाउ शी इज़ गुड और नॉट, आई डोंट नो. दिस इज़ द कल्चर ऑफ दैट. मैं फर्स्ट टाइम दोस्त के साथ गया, सो आई सिंपली ऑब्जर्व. समटाइम ऑब्जर्वेशन ऑल्सो डेंजर, ऑब्जर्व इन अ रॉन्ग वे. सो समहाउ वी ऑब्जर्व एंड दिस ऑल हैपेंड. somehow that बात आगे नहीं बढ़ी. सो ही सेड दैट कि अश्विन आज भी जाएंगे. मैं बोला यस चलेंगे. बोलते आज आप कुछ पूछना चाहोगे? मैं बोला पूछेंगे. सो मैं इट्स 2015 की ही बात है. वो गए और सारे उनके घर वाले बैठे हुए हैं, ऑल आर बिग. तो ही इंट्रोड्यूस मी दैट कि ही इज़ अश्विन एंड ही इज़ फ्रॉम हिमाचल. तो उनके फादर ने बोला कुछ पूछेंगे? मैं बोला हम पूछेंगे. बोले पूछिए. मैं बोला रैम वॉक करके बताइए ना. से दो से they got so much offended कि कहाँ से लाए हैं उठा के इनको. You understand or not? Because I observed that कि चल के बता रहे, तो मुझे लगा कि नॉर्मल कल्चर है. मैंने सोचा थोड़ा सा फनी वे में बोल देते हैं. You understand what I'm trying to say? Because I didn't understand the culture and what proper way. ठीक है. सो वो रैंप वॉक तो नहीं हुआ, हम दोनों को भागना पड़ा वहाँ से. This is the one point. So the point here it is this, that whenever we are reacting, we have to see very, very, very carefully. Very carefully. So before reacting, always wear the lens, subjective lens, understand other things also. Give a pause. It may be different for me, it may be different for you, it may be different for you, it may be different for him. Correct? So this is one of the path. Second thing is this, you have to see that whether it is a wrong way or right way. And it's very, very normal. You can simply find out. If you are over idealizing the things, okay, what it means that I came to you and I said that कि यार ये ऐसे ऐसे होता है, but you said नहीं ऐसे कैसे होता है. It cannot be happen like this. You understand or not? We are in our system completely. We are not actually letting we are not letting ourselves to listen others. Correct? If we are neglecting the things too much, करेक्ट. अगर आपको कुछ बोला, ठीक है यार चलता है, ठीक है यार चलता है, you never be reached to the path, because it's very 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 important to listen. If you are too much judgmental, देख लिया कि अच्छा ना कि कपड़े ऐसे ही पक्का यहीं से होंगे, करेक्ट है. समटाइम्स आई गो टू माई ऑफिस बाई वेयरिंग द कैप, हिमाचली कैप पहन के जाते हैं, तो यू कांट बिलीव, मुझसे कम से कम 100 लोग पूछ लेते हैं उस टाइम रास्ते में, अच्छा हिमाचल से हो. बिकॉज समटाइम्स वी रीच टू मच ऑन judgmental. I'm not saying they asking in a wrong way. The point here it is this, we are so quickly judging कि अच्छा ऐसा ही होगा वैसा ही होगा, and the last we are objectifying everything. If there is a sum of these ways or traits are this, you just imagine these are the wrong traits. We have to convert these wrong traits to right way. Right way is we have to understand that how we can show the gratitudes to others. It's more and more and more important how we show the respect to others. If somebody came to us, instead of neglecting, let ask in curiosity way. You know that small children were there, correct? आप उनको बार बार neglect करोगे, you just see the changes in that. I'm telling you the real story in Mumbai. I was in Mumbai, very small children. Hardly I feel he is of 6 age or 7 age, and it is the time of 2017. His mother and his father always on the duty, always neglecting in our colony only. One day somehow one unfortunate event happened, and his mother passed. What happened? He was playing and I asked him that, beta, how are you? So he was laughing. I'm okay bhaiya, what's the big deal? I'm telling you, 2007 I was shocked. The reason, because he was so neglected that whole emotions went. So it's very very important that sometimes if it got frustrated also, बच्चे पूछते हैं, कोई problem नहीं है, we have to be create a curiosity in them. We have to be show the gratitude to them, because they listen, they learn so fast from that. We have inclusivity. ऐसा नहीं है कि अच्छा ये आए हैं, इफ़ ही इज़ फ्रॉम डिफरेंट, आई हैव दैट पेशेंस कि मैं उनको इंक्लूड करूँ. इट मे बी अ डिफरेंट आइडिया, इट मे बी अ समथिंग, हो सकता है वो आइडिया गलत है, सही है, दैट इज़ अ डिफरेंट एस्पेक्ट, बट आई एम रेडी टू इंक्लूड दैट और नॉट. That is very very important, correct? So these are some of the traits which we have to be check whether it is right way or wrong way. Now we first understood what is the problem, then we understood that why is the problem or where is the problem, correct? Then we understand is that how we have to go, how we have to reach that path. ठीक है. Now अब हम देखेंगे कि how to solve the problem. अब आप बोलेंगे अच्छा कैसे सॉल्व किया जाए. I'll tell you, I'll give you 2-3 examples and you just think on it कि यार सही में यही प्रॉब्लम है क्या. The first step is go beyond your body consciousness. This is the first step. I'm telling you, this is the first step, and 100%, or I can say that almost 99.99% of the problem in this world is because of this body consciousness. If somehow we go beyond this, we can solve most of the problems. Most of the problems can be solved. You pick any problem and आप पूछिए अपने आप से कि ये प्रॉब्लम कहाँ से आई. It's the problem because of the body consciousness. Now हम लोग conscious को तो जानते हैं, this is body, correct? This is the conscious. उसके बाद हम philosophical भाषा में बोल देते हैं subconsciousness, correct? बड़े बड़े टर्म्स यूज़ कर लेते हैं कि भाई हम subconscious mind है, okay? But there is 5 states of mind or 4 states of mind. Complete go beyond body consciousness means what? First stage is conscious body. Second stage is subconscious, correct? The third state is called casual. Fourth state is called subtle, and fifth state is called soul conscious or beyond body conscious. तो हम लोग हमेशा subconscious पे अटके रहते हैं, उसके beyond जाते ही नहीं हैं. Body conscious itself means कि भाई अच्छा दर्द हुआ, this happened, that happened. Subconscious means it's beyond that. Sometimes बोलते हैं ना sixth sense kind of things, या सपना आना, that kind of deep memories that's coming in subconscious. When you go to the casual, or causal or causal, any things you can tell. That means you are going beyond the color, the greed, you can the culture. That means I love them or I love them equally. ये मेरे पे इतना इम्पैक्ट नहीं कर रहा है अल्टीमेटली, इट्स गो बियॉन्ड, वो आपके नेचर में आ जा रहा है अल्टीमेटली. दैट्स कॉल्ड कॉजल. देन बियॉन्ड दैट इट्स कमिंग सटल. Subtle means what? Now you are going beyond your body also, slowly, slowly. That means what? Any situation is coming, it's not happening, it's not impacting much on you. If it is happy or it is sorrow, every time you are very calm, you are actually calming yourself. And when it comes to soul consciousness, that means you are reaching a stage where you are actually start recognizing yourself. And everybody know these things, that we are not a body, we are actually something else. It's very simple. और इस simple rule समझना है तो क्या करना है, आप nature को ले लीजिए. You understand? Now many things are proved in natures, but some things are beyond our consciousness also. Now हम हमेशा बोलते हैं मैंने माइक पकड़ा है, this is mic, this is my phone, this is my friend, this is something. Body के लिए भी what we are using, this is my ear, this is my something, this is my something. That means what? If I'm communicating with him, he is my friend. That means he and me is different. Same way we are using for body also. That me, which is saying that, obviously it is different from body. Correct? Understand or not? So the point here it is that first we have to recognize this, that we have something energy beyond body. Until we are not working on that, it's very, 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 very difficult for us to understand or to work. Correct? I'll tell you very small things and very small study. You all know this also. We know that there is a one big problems in all over India. What is that? It's farmers. Farmer society is one of the big problem in Telangana, in Tamil Nadu, in Maharashtra. You go to the Google and just search once. Ki how many male farmers are got suicide and how many female farmer got suicide. Just go and just make the study. I'm sure that mostly 100% or 99% or 99.99% would be male only. Why it is male only? The reason is this, that is so much body consciousness कि यार this is my responsibility only. I am the male person of this and मुझे ही ये करना है. पर just imagine अगर society ऐसी होती कि यार this is not only your problem, this is the problem of everything. अगर वो share कर पाते तो I think वो situation ही नहीं आती. Just imagine. अब ये एक societal problem है. I'm just trying to tell you. But from where exactly it is coming? Coming into the very, very, very deep-rooted body consciousness. Now we are solving everything, but we are not solving the actual problem. That is called body consciousness. And today also, we are in 2025 also, you know the things in society. What happened? If I am at home and let's say if my wife or something just going, how society looks. Because we settled the thing in a body consciousness in that way. And that's create the problems. That's how creating the problem. So once we have to detach this from body, we can be known by our professions. I can be cook, correct? I can be at home, but this body consciousness making the issue around that. I tell you one more story of Shastra. Just take this story, it's a mythological story, but just take this. How in Shastras also, body, sometimes they're trying to give us the message. Once what happened, the story of Parvati and the story of Shankar. Once what happened, you know that in Shastras, Parvati is known as Kali also. So what happened, one day some situations came and Kali got furious. And once Kali got furious, you know that it's very, 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 very tough to calm down her. Correct? So what happened? Kali got furious and all, it was, and stories that everybody was saying that now it's will going to destroy the whole world. Correct? So Kali was so furious. So what Shiva did? There's only one way to stop the Kali, to bring her in the consciousness of what? To her duties, not in the consciousness of her female or male, but bring her consciousness in the duty. What happens? Shiva went and he simply lay down in front of her. So when Kali is coming, she put her feet on the chest of Shiva. And once it put on the chest of Shiva, what happened? She simply realizes one thing, that I am the wife of Shiva. And suddenly she came from the consciousness of her duty. But here the one best message is what? Shiva went, Shankar went from his body consciousness. उन्होंने ये नहीं बोला कि मैं मेल हूँ, how I can be in front of that. The point here it is that when we go beyond body consciousness, the results are always beautiful. So what we are a soul. This is the first and the foremost things we have to admit. And once it is admitted, automatically we will solve most of the problems. Do you understand or not? This is one we have to think. So the point is this, what is the problem, where it is started, how the path, how it is going, correct? ठीक है. Last is how we have to solve. The first step is go beyond the body consciousness. If somehow you can go, you can be this. And this is how the society's problems came, somehow it is. So we have to solve that. Correct? Every problem. Today, what exactly? We are trying to solve the problem also in the body conscious point of view. One day I was talking in Women's Day. It is on 8th March, everybody knows, correct? In Mumbai. So they ask us that are the women are empowering, correct? So everybody came and said that yes, women are empowering. Why? Because now they are in IT, they are in AI, they are in this and they are in that. I was talking about 2019. Okay. So these are what? These are the parameter of materialistic. I'm telling you, this is the parameter of materialistic. You know that the Women's Day started celebrating from Germany to recognize their work. Only to recognize their work. Correct? But what happened? Now we are celebrating women by AI, ML, this, that. But this is what? So one of the lady asked their questions. Are women are empowered in kitchen and the bedroom? And everybody silent. Today in 2025 also, in coronas, huge domestic violence were there. Why? Only and only the problem with the body consciousness. And how we are solving this? Through the materialism world, giving the financial things. But it's not like this. We are complementing each other. We are not competing each other, correct? But the problem I'm trying to tell you that how exactly. So the first solution itself is that go beyond the body consciousness. If we go beyond body consciousness, obviously the solution will come. Second thing is this, make flow the energy from higher consciousness. Now everybody knows these things. Whether I am from any caste, any religion, anywhere, we know that we are energy, correct? If we having a consciousness, there is a higher consciousness also, correct? And this is the rule of science, that if we have to uplift ourselves, we have to energize ourselves. That is the base of the meditation here also. You understand? Here it's not taught like this that you are here or there. The basic fundamental is this: I am a soul, okay, and my father is the supreme soul. I am an energy and my father is the supreme energy. So the second step is this, that we have to energize ourselves from that supreme power. Because today let's say I'm a Hindu. Maybe tomorrow I can be anywhere. It's not guaranteed that I'll be there in my something. Can anybody guarantee if I just now if my soul went or my energy went, so after that I'll take the birth in my home? It's never a guarantee. It can be anywhere in the world. But what is that? The supreme soul is always there. So the second step is this, how we can energize ourselves from that supreme energy. Once we started that practicing that meditations, automatically what happened? We go beyond the body consciousness. First we should know the first step to solve this, how we are not a body, we are a soul. And the second step is this, once you know that souls, now I have to recharge that soul. That is the second step. Once you know that, automatically you will see that you are energizing. It's as simple as this. जैसे हमारी बॉडी काम करती है वैसी सोल है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल आप मुझे 2 किलो दूध पिला दो, 3 लीटर दूध पिला दो, व्हाट हैपन्स, मैं पचा नहीं सकता हूँ. अंडरस्टैंड? ऑटोमेटिकली बॉडी कांट. द सेम वे there's a soul, we have to be energize that soul. then only what happened, जो भी हमारा फिल्टर, अब आप बोलेंगे फिल्टर है, इमीडिएटली हम प्रैक्टिस कैसे करेंगे? we have to be energize ourselves also. so this is the second step that we have to be fulfill. Once it is done, we are good to go. now this is the practice you have to do every day. You have to do practice to respond. okay, the first is whenever you speak, whenever some conflicts came, झगड़ा हो जाए, कुछ हो जाए, 2 मिनट के लिए पॉज लीजिए. प्रैक्टिस इट. किसी ने बोला अच्छा मैं तो आपसे तेज बोलता हूँ, डोंट डू दिस. ठीक है, आपने इतने डीबी में बोला, मैं आपसे ज़्यादा डीबी में बोलता हूँ, डोंट डू दिस थिंग्स. पॉज योर सेल्फ. इफ पॉसिबल जस्ट लीव फ्रॉम देयर इफ देर इज एनी कॉन्फ्लिक्ट्स इज देयर. सेकेंड स्टेप इज दिस, वेन एवर देर इज अ हीटेड मोमेंट, breathe deeply. It's very very important. Third thing is this, that we say a thing, observe the without judgment. if I'm saying something to you, अगर कल मैं आपको पूछूं कि भाई दही चाहिए, तो don't think कि कौन सा दही चाहिए. understand or not? you have to observe without judgment कि भाई क्यों बोला उसने, why he said this. ultimately it's very very important. फोर्थ है चूज योर वर्ड्स. एक ये 3 स्टेप कर लोगे तो आपके वर्ड्स ऑटोमेटिकली इंपॉर्टेंट हो जाएंगे. एंड द फिफ्थ इज दैट प्रैक्टिस 2 to 5 मिनट साइलेंस डेली. जब भी सुबह उठते हो आपको डेली ये प्रैक्टिस करनी है, और जब आप रात को सोते हो डेली प्रैक्टिस करो. विद इन 30, 40, 45 डेज आप ये देखोगे कि ऑटोमेटिकली वो चेंज आने लगेगा आप में. इट्स वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. लेकिन इंपॉर्टेंट चीज़ क्या है? प्रैक्टिस डेली. एंड 5 मिनट आई डोंट थिंक सो इट्स टू मच. जब भी हम बेड पे जाते हैं, इट्स यूजुअल हैबिट, आजकल हम सबकी हैबिट, हम क्या करते हैं, मोबाइल टक 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 टक, हाफ एन आवर, 1.5 आफ्टर दैट वी स्लेप्ट. जस्ट कीप have digital detox at least for 5 to 10 minutes before sleeping. Go into the silence, correct? And this is the steps you have to do. Once you start doing this practice, ultimately it will automatically transforming yourself. It's very very important. And once you transforming yourself, automatically your spiritual upliftment will be happen. And last is, once you pause, it automatically reflect. Okay, instead of ego, what will happen? Empathy and logic will come. Be empathize with others. थोड़ी सी kindness रखिए. There is a one exercise before responding to anything. Ask 2 to 3 questions to yourself. कौन से? Is it necessary? Is it kind? You understand or not? जो मैं बोल रहा हूँ वो ज़रूरी है क्या? ये kind है क्या? If all where it is yes, try to respond in that way. प्रोटेक्ट योर एनर्जी, डोंट लूज योर एनर्जी. आजकल हमारी एनर्जी कहाँ पर जा रही है? इससे बहस करनी, उससे बहस करनी, ऐसे बहस करनी. ऑटोमेटिकली व्हाट हैपन, यू ट्राई टू इग्नोर द अदर्स, वेयर एग्जैक्टली योर एनर्जी फ्लोइंग, एंड देन बिल्ड द स्ट्रॉन्ग रिलेशनशिप. इट इज़ वन ऑफ द फंडामेंटल थिंग टू बी ऑलवेज बी हैप्पी. बिल्ड स्ट्रॉन्ग रिलेशनशिप्स. और जब आप ये प्रैक्टिस करोगे, ये चारों चीज़ें आप में देखोगे, क्या हो जाएगा? मैं आपके पास कल आऊँगा, कुछ भी आपको बोल रहा हूँ, आप बोलोगे छोड़ो यार, आई हैव अदर वर्क. यू अंडरस्टैंड ऑन? यू ऑटोमेटिकली, नो बडी विल कमिंग हियर और समथिंग टू प्रोटेक्ट यू. यू हैव टू प्रोटेक्ट योर एनर्जी. यू हैव टू बिल्ड योर स्ट्रॉन्ग रिलेशनशिप्स. ओके, एंड द फाइनल मैसेज इज व्हाट? पीस इज नॉट अ डेस्टिनेशन, करेक्ट? इट्स अ मोमेंट बाय मोमेंट थिंग्स. आज हम पीस हैं, कल हमें मिल जाएगी, परसों मिल जाएगी. इट्स नॉट लाइक दिस. हम कभी भी डिस्टर्ब हो सकते हैं ना. इट्स ऑलवेज बी लाइक दिस. द सेम वे पीस इज ऑलवेज अ कंटिन्यूस प्रोसेस. सो व्हाट? स्टॉप रिएक्टिंग एंड स्टार्ट रिस्पॉन्डिंग. दिस इज वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. ठीक है? सो थैंक यू. थैंक यू सो मच. व्हाट वी डू, 5 minutes वी विल डू प्रैक्टिस ऑल्सो. सी जो 5 मिनट हैं हम लोग थॉट्स देंगे कुछ. ठीक है, ये डेली आपको प्रैक्टिस करना है. एंड आफ्टर दैट वी कैन लीव. ठीक है, बच्चे लाल लाइट कर. हाँ जी, दिस लाइट, दिस वन. ओके, This one. ठीक है. Just straight. अगर आईज ओपन रखनी है तो ओपन रख सकते हैं. इफ यू वांटेड टू क्लोज यू कैन क्लोज ऑल्सो, नो प्रॉब्लम. ठीक है. ओम शांति. I am just what I'm saying, just repeat in your mind. Don't repeat as a word, just repeat in your mind. I am an energy. I am a soul residing in the middle of forehead. I am listening through the eyes, to the ears. I am seeing through these eyes. I am very powerful. I am naturally lovingful. I am naturally thoughtful. I am naturally peaceful. I am the master of this body. I can control my thoughts as I am controlling the body. I am different from this body. Just try to imagine or see that the point of light in your forehead. Just imagine that you are getting the energy from the Supreme Soul, that is called Paramatma, and your soul is charging. That Supreme Soul makes you more powerful, lovingful, peaceful, making you more happy. Om Shanti. Thank you so much for your attention.
Thank you, brother, for making this difficult topic really easy for us, to getting to real root cause of why we react to a situation, what causes that reaction and how to solve it, and getting to solve that body consciousness, moving from that body consciousness to soul consciousness, so that we can eliminate this reaction completely to respond. Right? Thanks a lot, brother, for simplifying this topic for us, and wish you all to see in our next Sunday evening talk.